All right, so for today's project, it's actually the end of a day, and I've been working on some other stuff, which I guess I can show you here in a minute, but I want to get these wheels here broke down so that they're ready to put back together. I'll probably clean and paint the inside because it's more than likely rusty, and then they will be ready to go. I did do these. I did a couple. I ended up not doing as many as I thought. I decided that they were all pretty decent except for two, so I put 2 of those on, and then I ordered some of these, and I got 2 more on hand in the shed, and I think that should take care of this pile here. Oh, and there's one over there. There's a whole pile of dead soldiers of these Coulters. But anyway, that's my plan here before the sun goes down, is to get these all apart. So here we go. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and as I said, planter repair is on schedule here, but I'll first show you what I've been doing up to this point tonight. So there it is so far. A rickety old building becoming less rickety looking and getting ready to be able to store parts in without fear of rain or something coming in the side. So there was a video on that here a while back, and I don't know when you'll see it because I just kind of pick and choose the order of when I release them. But in that video, I realized I didn't really talk about all of my methods. I started talking and just kept talking and talked some more, and I thought too much talking. But since it wasn't square, I put those trim pieces on the outside first to see how they meshed with the door track thing, which I had done. You know, I explained that. And then I wanted to see how that all worked, and then got some of the red metal up to see how I was going to have to tilt it to hide it not being too square, and I think it's turning out fine. I got the trim pulled over the top, which is what I wanted to see if I had to cut off any of that red metal to get it to do that. But for luck, it did work. It's slightly on this side, you can tell that it's not quite, you know, in line with the groove. Over here, I was able to trim up around that roof and get it where it's pretty well in line with that. And then when I build this door down here, I can fudge on it and make it, you know, where it's not as noticeable. And I may have to do some work down there on that corner. I need to get white screws to go through that trim. I don't know that you're supposed to screw through the trim, but that's the way it's going to work out to hold it tight because of nothing being right. And then another problem I had, good grief, putting the screws in, they're not any sort of level. And that's partially, well, it's mostly because of me not being able to always hit it in a straight line. But the other problem was the boards behind it are rotten in places. So in order to try to get something that you could screw it to, sometimes I had to move the screw off to a different place. You know, I had it pretty good to where I could reach behind and see what was going to be there before I did it, and so I'd have to adjust a little bit. If I had this to do over and cared or had time, I would probably nail up strips all the way across out of like 1x material so that I had a nailing surface that was even all the way across. But it looks fine from a distance. It's much better than what we had, and like I said, 50 bucks, so I'm not going to complain about that. That's just the way it is. So anyway, let's get working on those wheels before the sun goes down. We need this little feller here. There's my little pouch from viewer Jeff. It's been super handy, so I really like having that up there with screws and stuff in it instead of a whole full tool belt. So thanks again, Jeff. Well, confronted with this project, I'm thinking that what I need to do first, or would be the best thing to do first, would just be to go ahead and bite the bullet, I think, and try to drive those roll pins out of the bearing. I kind of thought about maybe taking the wheels in half first and try to get the rubber kicked off of there so that I'd have more room. Maybe that's what I want to do. I don't know. But either way, they got to come apart. Well, the night is young, friends, and I can tell you already, this is going to be full of sadness. Don't you like that? I wish that tire was out of the way. I bet it would be super more handy. How do we want to proceed here? You can't get nothing past there. Do we have a bigger punch of some variety? Here we have a bolt. And I got an idea. No, that ain't gonna work. Might work if I do that. Ouch. Sure. So close. I hate these. I absolutely hate this design. Whoever came up with this, you know, you can't get in there to get it. There it was. I heard it hit the ground. Oh, arg. We'll put these in the magnetic tray, which you can't see. And then, you know what I should have done? I should have left that puller out the other day. Because, why? Because we're going to be doing all of these. And I just bet you that every freaking one of them is going to need pulled off of here. And actually, the more I talk to myself, because I'm the only one who will listen, I'm thinking that maybe that ain't a bad idea. To just set the puller up and push each one out so that I don't break these arms, which you can't get anymore. So, yeah, I think I'll go get that and we'll make it happen. Oh, all of this just for simple task. And there's really no way around it. I don't even think we could cheat and slide it over the end without basically taking it loose. Yeah. So that ain't gonna gain us anything. Thought maybe we could cheat and get it on there without taking these all the way apart. And I could probably get by with taking just one all the way apart each time. I guess. Like such. This worked pretty good the other day, so that's why we're going to try it again. I have two of these bearing splitters, identical. This one is the older and more wore out of the two. Thereby, that is the one we will be using. Come on, Struggle Bus! Let's go! Yaw! Look at this. This can even be used as a hammer. The H-bar hammer. Maybe I should have loosened that one like that. You see that? Half a turn. We'll get her. No worries, friends. It's happening. A lot of work for one push. And I probably should get a nut or something to lay in there. Since it doesn't have a hole to center, we'll use this nut, see? And that'll let that thing find its happy place. Alright, there we go. Come on. It's going to be one of those days, huh? How could I make it less entertaining for you? Well, I could turn it around so you can't see it, because that's what I almost did just now. I could do this number here, if I was somewhat smart. But see, there's a grease fitting in there, see? So that's going to hold us up. I'm doing what I want to do. And it's tapered, see? So it's going to jump out of there. Yeah. Put her in there like that. Come on. Get in there. Come on. There. Amazing. I just had to stop thinking. Let my brain be unencumbered by the thought process. Alright. Oh, this is going to be a chore. So it's probably good that we're using the puller, because it's obvious that this wasn't going to be going with a hammer. Need a longer bar. Man. I don't know what size that is. 5/8 for some reason. No, 3/4. We're gonna fix this leverage problem. There we go. Chinesium ratchet from a viewer. Makes our lives easier. There. Oh yeah. Come on. Man. Now we're cooking with fire. Here we go. We're coming along. We're coming along. Come on. Out of there. Yeah. Get out of there. You. Oh. Wow. That's going to be fun if they all go like that. I mean, at least they came loose, but it's going to take a long time. I'm starting to regret doing so many at once, but we got to do something. Now, see, there's a left and right of these, and one of them's been discontinued. And as I looked at it, I thought maybe they're exactly the same, and the only difference was grease fitting. So you'd have, instead of on top, your grease fitting would be underneath. And maybe the ones that they sell have the grease fitting drilled on both sides, and you just, I don't know. Maybe it's not drilled at all. So I need to probably order one and see. I kind of think they look the same, but then sometimes I think that there is a little bit difference in the casting, but I don't know. Let's see. Uh-oh. Nothing's happening here. There. Once again, it's nice how I hold the action side away from you, so you can't even see. But maybe I'll do it left-handed, and then you can see what I'm accomplishing. There's that. Oh, yeah. Oh, this wrench is too big. That's what it is. I remember now why. I had a ratchet here somewhere. I guess I put it away too. Where did I drop it? But anyway, I had a deep well socket on something because that wrench I was using was too long, but we'll just use this one. That should fit inside there. Oh yeah. Come on. heard somebody say in another video one time, not my video, but that these whole assemblies are available for like 90 bucks, so it's not worth it to put the tires on. Well, the tires are like 40 bucks, see? So by the time you add in the bearing, you basically get 2 for 1 if you do it this way. Maybe you don't have the time to do this, but I'm cheap, and I do. I'd rather have twice as many new ones. Yeah. Maybe someday I will have enough money that I can just buy the $90 ones. Oh, cool. So that one's not going to come loose. Ain't that grand. Wonder why. Why is that one going to be a problem, folks? There's no reason at all. Yeah. Oh, okay. Did that help it any? There. Okay, sure. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this all apart. Normally I do this on the ground, so I'm going to do the opposite of that. Since I'm doing it for you on the camera, I'm going to work twice as hard to do it the wrong way. There. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. There. See? You don't need a press. Try to sell you that wheel press thing to do these. You don't need it. But there is why we're taking these apart to paint them first, because that's not going to work. So that bearing still turns free, but kind of dry. So, yeah. Look at that. Dismounted. One down and like 8 or 9 to go. So, ain't that gonna be fun? Well, I was hoping to have this video be the one where the thing was all back together at the end. However, several things have occurred. I did manage to get all of these wheels apart. However, not without a severe fight on several of them. I had to heat a few of the arms to get them apart, and then the ones I got apart I cleaned up and painted, and I was going to put them back together a while ago, but the weather has turned so cold and nasty, it's just not fun to do this. And a lot of times, like with these little tires, it's a lot easier to put on if they've been sitting out in the sun all day, and then you can just pop them right in. And I tried to do one while ago, and it was just putting up a fight. So I'm just going to wait until a sunny day and leave them sit out where they can get warm, and then they'll go right on there, no problem. Another thing I'll show you, I got all of these off of here, and there was a few of them that had to be heated, which I'm not a fan of, because, you know, maybe they'll snap off now. I don't know, you know. A lot of times with cast, if you let it cool naturally,
you should be okay. However, this one did not want to come off for anything, and the more I looked at it before even heating it, as you see, I tried to pull it, didn't go, and instead of heating it, I'm missing half of the wheel, or the metal half of the wheel, I should say. So instead of even fooling with that, I'm going to keep this one as a spare. I'll drive that roll pin back in. It's good enough for, you know, an emergency, because that's what I had last time with this other one here. I had to rob off of some parts that I bought off of a parted out planter of I think it must have been an International planter, but anyway, it used the same style stuff, other than the tire was different. So I'll keep that as an emergency spare, and I'll keep that as a spare that I can just slap right on. I ordered one new arm from Agco, because like I said, you can get one side, I think it's the left side, not the right side. So, and I think it actually even worked out that that one was a left side one, so it should go right on there. And then I broke down and did something I just said in the video I wasn't going to do, which was buy the complete wheel assembly from the place, but I needed the two metal halves this time, so it was kind of pointless to just buy each piece separate, you know. So I bought a complete wheel and a complete new arm. I can put that together, and one of them is totally done. That is not the price economical way to go, but in this case, when you need all the metal too, it's kind of a wash. So that's what I did. And then I found two more arms from an obsolete parts warehouse. However, they had a different part number and I couldn't figure out what it was. When they sent me a picture, it was identical to this, other than it uses the roll pin, or the set screw style bearing. So they will be emergency ones, because I would have to set up a couple wheels or get another couple complete assemblies with that style bearing. So they were about less than half price of what one new one was from Agco, so I figured for extras it was a smart thing to do to put it on the shelf and have them before you need them than to need them and not have them type of situation. So anyway, that's where we're probably going to leave this video for now until it gets better. Another issue was that I've just not been feeling good. This change of weather or something has brought on some type of a cold, and I'm pretty sure I got a fever even right now. I feel miserable, but I got to keep working. If I don't work like 16 hours a day, I can't get everything done. So I'm trying to plug through it as much as I can. But anyway, there is more work to do as soon as the weather cooperates. Here's the one I was working on, and I'd say not as much the weather as just how I feel. I can't do any more today with this. It's too much of a fight. So we'll just leave her here until next time. Well, as always, folks, if you like what you saw, or even if you didn't, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me the stuff you want to see in the future so I know where to go with all this. If you did like it, hit the thumbs up. That's supposed to help. Who knows if it does, but it doesn't cost anything. So if you're so moved to do that, go for it. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.